myself together. We're on. Well, what's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to
What's
another
happening?
episode of the Daily Smoke for this Monday, the 25th of July. I'm Brother Los.
I'm Brother Ron.
Brother Black Hand on the cam is always back there. And again, thank y'all much love for your support. So how was it, man? Monday. So
Awesome. Got through it.
Got through it. Right, right. That's all you can. That's all we can do. What's up, Mama? What's up?
What's happening, Mom?
That's budget bills. Just
Oh, and by the way,
ladies and shit.
by the way, let me get this out the way before we go any further. Mama says she needs y'all to stop all that damn cursing.
Oh yeah.
Stop all that damn cursing.
All that damn cursing.
Yeah.
We don't fucking curse that much.
Yes, the hell you do.
Hey, this is what we do. This is natural. We want to show you us, who we really are. This is how we talk when we're sitting around talking with each other. When we come up with shit that be like, you know what's funny? Sometimes I think about when we just talk about. Sometimes when we man up, we should have used
that for us.
No, is that your phone? That's
my
Mama's phone.
You don't even know his own damn phone.
My phone don't ring like that. That's my grandmama's phone ringing right there.
Good evening, ladies. What's up, Mrs. Bills?
Right. The pool girl.
Yeah, Mrs. Bills, clean your pool for you. For real.
Right.
Yeah, but for real though, man. All be aside, I had a good weekend, man. I didn't leave my apartment, man, from the time I walked in on Friday to the time it was. Well, I did. I went to go get some good food Saturday, but outside that, man, I didn't leave my apartment till like this morning. It was time to go to work. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you, brother.
Right,
hey,
right.
y'all.
It's been a while.
Without detail, whenever you ain't scared, or whenever we get the dude from next door dogs to come over.
Then he'll come over?
Oh, yeah, he'll come over then.
With the dogs?
Yeah,
he'll like the dog things?
Oh,
yeah.
My
neighbor got Frenchies and bullies and little dogs that he sells for like $3,500. I'm going to try to see if I can get him on to talk about it. So maybe you can check us in. What's up, Dwight?
1 second, y'all. We got a statement saying, can you guys hear me? Because it says that low sounds low and my voice is breaking up. So
what's wrong?
Your voice is low and mine is breaking up.
Is that maybe move this closer this way?
We are working on it. Thank you so much for your feedback, Reverend Deacon Dr. Queen Joyce.
Right. With all that damn cussing.
You know?
Yeah, do something. You know, that's Sunday show. And no cuss show.
Yeah, everybody say low is very low.
Yep.
That's a different person.
Is that better? Is that better now? Can y'all hear me better now? Hello. Can y'all hear me better now? Anyways, as y'all see up there, www.thedailysmoke.com. Don't forget to check us out. That's where you see everything about it. And for donations, Cash App, $TD Smoke.
Absolutely.
Anything you can give is welcomed. And like we said, if money's an issue, as long as you watch this, hit that like button and share it with people. That's a donation enough. So we thank you for that.
And speaking of donations, like we'd like to thank all of the people that contribute to our platform. Started with Bangin' 832 Radio, www.bangin832.com. Past episodes of the Daily Smoke every Sunday at 7 p.m.
We thought we were chopped and screwed. We weren't talking like that, were we?
You know Kevin from Louisiana, right?
Oh, I thought he was from here.
Like, no, we way civilized.
I thought he was from here, like y'all, South Park niggas.
No.
Okay.
No.
He's from Louisiana.
No, he wasn't the barbarians. Next up, we got Tamia's Touch of Care Massage Therapy. To get with life, get a massage.
Touch my body. Do. Chopped and screwed.
www.tamiaanderson.com. Check out. She is a veteran. She is a black-owned entrepreneur. She will give you the best kind of massage that you could ever experience. She'll be able to relax your body. She'll be able to heal your chakras or put your chakras back in line. She'll be able to, get your, what do they call it, Reiki together, get your whole body energy flowing in a certain direction. So
is that what Reiki is? Energy, your energy in your body. So they know how to move that around.
Like we took like a picture, sound is going up and down. Appreciate you. Thank you, Dwight. We working on it right now.
No, that's build your own brand. Okay, now you got me messed up.
You already on it, Bob? Okay, cool. So the I forgot what I was
saying.
Ricky. So
that's like moving energy in your
Yeah.
body.
So if you ever want to see them in action, you know how. Remember when we were studying the James Webb Telescope and the infrared? That was the problem. It didn't have the problems that Hubble telescope because the infrared wasn't picking up extra heat sensors. Well, same thing with Reiki. As you began to like manipulate the energy of the body, you can actually see certain parts fading in and out. We still got problems, my brother.
So when you're getting it done, you're like under X-ray, so they
You
can
see
the
exactly.
how it moves.
You can see the line shift and everything.
Okay.
Exactly.
So that's how they
man.
know. Okay, this ain't no bullshit. Me just saying yeah.
Exactly.
You're gonna start feeling
It's
good
real.
in a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
So they was like, hey, this messes with your energy or whatever. So we didn't have the function to do the same thing. Yeah.
They can see the change in your
Yes.
body. From
No problem. We got to stop for a minute.
what happened? The sound is out completely. Are we going? So can y'all hear us now? I mean, I don't know if they could hear us the whole time, anyways.
I don't know what's going on.
While we were having this going on, but or is it still going up and down? Can you still hear me? The meters are good. That's the weird part. The meters be on point, but then that shit going out is this damn YouTube don't be liking live shit. Boy, like man, we gotta stop these mugs. We gotta stop these mugs because they might say something we don't like. They might talk shit about our sponsors.
I said those were really brass words. It's very offensive.
It just wasn't all the way. See, it's calibrated.
Stop.
Yep, okay. Hello.
Very long.
Hello.
Oh, my cousin Fee is here.
Hey, what's
up, Fee? What's up?
It's low, but she said she can. Is it better now? No, it's not. It is good. So hopefully now I can hear you. So yeah,
How do we sound, y'all? Give
Yeah.
us some feedback. How do we sound?
is it a lot better? It's going way up high just by talking this tone. Okay. So hopefully you can hear us better now. The feed is out. Oh no, we're moving. Was that paused or were we paused that
No,
long?
we were paused.
We
Like,
paused
we
ourselves.
stopped moving. Yeah.
So the thing paused. That wasn't us pausing for that long.
No, it was us.
Oh, we stopped.
Yeah.
And then
Like
that,
before this, it was
right
it.
there a minute ago, it looked like what the hell?
Yeah,
It's
like
like-
see how we stopped right there, how you were staring, it
Huh.
didn't stop. It just literally you just stopped moving.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. Thanks so much.
Okay.
We want to give it up to Bobby Black Hands. Brother came through in the clutch moment and got our sound
calibration
together.
man, the
Thank
calibration.
you. Thank the calibration man.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
calibration
We're
cow
good.
up in the
We're good.
moving away.
Right? Plus,
So let's hear me use this time while we got it.
Right.
Next up, we got the Buy Black Marketplace. The Buy Black, the original Buy Black Marketplace, Black Vendor Market Book and Art Fair. The ultimate pop-up experience. You can have a free yoga class, free African history classes. You can learn different, you can buy different spices or whatever for your food. Hey, Fee, we love you too. Hey, Mama, build your own brain. Who else?
budget bills.
I read the wrong. Stay together. So they're both the
No,
same.
but they're all on here. So
They together. Build your budget, build your own brain. Build your own brain on a budget. How about that?
that was that lady that does pools in Phoenix that you know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, her.
You know what I mean? For real. And then we got that the Buy Black Marketplace is that's funny.
Capitana.
It's located
Capitana
at
Howdy.
5309. It's at 5309 MLK Boulevard. And you can check them out every first and third Saturday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, so check them out at 5309 MLK Boulevard. It's also known as the Shrine of Black Madonna. Thank you for everything that you do for us. Next up, we have Puff Passage CBD and more, located at 4130 and a half. I just can't help but give it up to Bobby, man. Let's
No,
man.
tell you, hey,
We got shit together, man. We got the
they
green
got-
thing
they got
together.
it- they got it
We got it,
together.
man. We got it. Thank you, Bobby, man.
Technical difficulties
You want to
are-
smile.
are
Look
in
at
and
you,
out.
look all serious.
He said, we get them in and out now. They don't take forever.
You know what I'm saying?
You know.
I remember they used to have to end the whole show.
We're like, oh, we can't go back. They
You're
can't
about
hear
to
us.
3 minutes. What's up, Bobby? Oh,
Yeah.
appreciate you again, man. The crowd goes,
And it's
So-
been a while that some shit like that has
you know what I'm
happened anyway.
saying?
Yeah.
We got Puff Passes, CBD, and more. 4130 and a half Cavalcade, Houston, Texas, 77026. I just can't help but just give it up for Bobby, man. Every time I
Gotta
think
go.
about it, man.
Yes, sir.
I just got to give it up to Bobby every time I think about it,
See,
man.
every time I see like a address like 4130 and a half,
Uh-huh.
that sounds like the garage or something.
It does, doesn't
You know, like the garage,
it?
like where Fonzie used to live up
You
above
know,
in the garage.
I sure did,
So you
didn't
can
it?
still get mail, but the half goes to that, not to the rest of the
You
house.
know what I mean?
Yeah, every time I hear it, I'm like, that. That's
Look
the
at it.
garage.
Even Joyce Horton, good job, Bobby. Don't underestimate the hood. We want to give it up to Bobby. This is the Bobby show tonight. I think we need to just
calibrate. We're gonna talk about calibration.
You know what I'm saying?
With Bobby Hood.
You know what I mean? Get Rick to call in.
You know?
We got 4130 and a half Cavalcade, Houston, Texas, 77026. Check out Puff Pass It on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. They have their own website. You can check them out on Yelp. And also you can send them to an email to puffpassit20@gmail.com or call Tanya Ashley at 713-766-6631. And last but not least, I got to give it up to Brother Bobby Hood
One more
again, man.
time, one more
Bobby
time.
got it going on, man. Hey, before I even say
Go to the
www.
website and you can find out all about
You know
Bobby.
what I'm saying? Just go to the website. Just www.theddailysmoke.com. Just look for Bobby Hood. That's all you need. That's all we need. It's good now because of the live chat. I'm glad you caught up, Danny, man. That's what's
You know what I'm
up.
saying?
That's what's up, man. And if you want to donate to us, no. If you want to donate to Bobby's show, and we just traveling along with it, I suggest you
you
donate
can get some
to
better mic.
$.
can always hear
TD Smoke. Okay, we need it. Please send it to the care of Bobby Hood. We need it.
know,
Y'all even
calibration
lower
man.
now. What? Y'all
Now
even
we
lower now. Send your money back ask a reverse payment from Cash App.
Cash
TD
App.
Bobby, not TD Smoke, TD Bobby. He'll give y'all money back.
Right. And how they always have the disclaimers. It may take a very long time to get
You
your money
know,
back.
you get the check and the kids in the 8th grade.
Right. It's coming. So when you call, that's all you're gonna get. It's coming. It was mailed.
Man,
We
for
mailed the
real.
Pony Express. You live in Cleveland.
Hey man, we did the best we could, bro. We did the best we could. We did the best
Yeah,
we
so
could.
that's good. Come on, Black Can.
Yeah,
Get it
man.
together, man. He
Yeah.
got it. He's getting it
He
together.
got it, man. Black Hand got it. He good, man.
He
We
good.
thank you. We are in your debt, brother. Black Hands.
I need y'all to get it together and hit that damn like. That,
For real.
that thumbs up. There's
For
only
real,
4.
y'all. For real.
You know.
I've been on the phone with a number of you, been in the presence of a number of you, and you all always say, man, other people like y'all shows. Other people like y'all shows, and I show them and everything. They like and they check it out or whatever. Okay, what else are you doing? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what else are you doing? Like, if this is such a good thing, get us out there. Help us get out there.
Right.
We got all of our cast members, Danessa, Tiffany, LaDonna, Dwight and his wife. Everybody helping. And now we got AK,
Miss
you know
Pierce,
what I mean?
AK is
Miss
coming
Pierce. So, like, we getting a full star lineup, man. Shit.
Right.
We got it going on, man. But come and support us. We're trying the best we can, y'all. We won't say we got all the answers. We won't say we even right all the time we're on here. But one thing we do know is we would love to be able to be a voice for you all, because it's a voice that I think is going underrepresented in this nation for quite some time now. And regardless what side you're on, whether you're Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, I really don't care. I just want to make sure that your voice is out there and it's been spoken and heard, because that may be the very thing to change everything.
And that's exactly why I always say the show is about them, not us. So we need y'all to bring your voice here. Let us, you're only hearing our voice.
Exactly.
We want you to tell us what is it that's concerning you about this country, or let's talk about shit like that you really feel like, man, and nobody's listening to you. So let's put it on here, see who's listening, see what kind of replies we get from it.
For real.
You never know until you try. We can't come up with everything. It's hard to try to get people to come on, and like we said, everybody I tell about the show, everybody's all down. Oh yeah. Never call in, never say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be on, but you never hear from them. So it's like,
busy.
what is it that's scaring you away from it? Are we that ghetto that you don't want to come on?
Which one is it?
But my thought is, hell, the people I'm seeing right now, most of them, you're living with me.
You know what I'm saying?
We're in the same boat
Same
here.
zip code.
We're in the same boat. Because if it wasn't, I wouldn't meet you, because you wouldn't be delivering shit.
Exactly.
You'd have it all right.
Exactly.
You're doing shit that we need to be doing.
Point.
You know what I'm saying? So what is it? It's not, what don't you like? Is it you don't like us or something? Or you're really scared to come on and say, hey, look, I want to talk about this. Don't worry about it, because what happens is we're the ones that are going to get the feedback. You just came on and spoke your mind. We talked about it with you. So now they're going to come at us to say, we really like y'all talking about this. Hey, we were just going by what our guests wanted to talk about, and we wanted to talk about it with them, and we had our opinion too. So, so that's what we need. We need you to come on and bring ideas to us. Tell us what you want to talk about, get it off your chest. Like I said, blow that smoke out, get it out. Let somebody, we got about over 1,000 people here that will listen to you. So you never know.
And they've all come and heard us at some point in time.
Right. So you never know who, the topic alone might bring somebody because they see what you want to talk about. We can't come up with all this shit.
Not all the time. Interesting enough, man. Like, I'm really proud of us. I want to give us, starting with Bobby Blackhand.
Bobby Blackhand and
Hey, man, we're up to like live, because we have over 1,000 subscribers. But in terms of watching live, we're up to 10 now. That seems to be our average for our platform.
10 to 14. At live, and then we get more come later.
You know what I'm saying? And I think we're doing good, man, considering like we just started 2 years ago. And remember, we was happy if we had 3 or 6 people.
I know.
That was my parents, your family, Bobby family, whoever.
And our shit,
and us. You know what I mean? That was the whole 6. And now we're up to 10. So we really thank you all. That means that we're saying some things that are maybe sticking, that are making some sense, that you're impressed by.
Right.
And absolutely, Los and Bobby deserve so much credit for making Queen Mother's background graphics for her show so well.
Good.
Her inaugural show was off the chain.
It looked like she really was.
Absolutely.
There
Good
really
job.
was a bookshelf behind.
Absolutely.
I was surprised at that. Like, man, that shit came out nice.
Good job, man. For real. Good job, Bobby, man. For real. Good job, y'all. Good job. But yeah, that's what we're all about. So, and if you notice, like, there were some things that Queen Mother may have said that other people may have disagreed with. That don't mean we're gonna take her off the platform. That means you're gonna come on and talk to us about it.
Right.
If we're so wrong that you have to educate us, come do it here.
I'd rather you come here and talk to me.
Don't hide behind the phone. Come do it here. And we're gonna treat you with all the love and respect that you need.
Sure enough.
You know what I mean? But if you're wrong, you're wrong. But if you're right, we have a learning
We just learned
opportunity, don't
something.
we?
We just learned something, and we can go from there. So next time we talk about this, we'll be more educated on it because of you. And
Absolutely.
we thank you for that.
Absolutely. For real. And so going into the subject matter, what we was going to talk about tonight. And by the way, y'all, tonight's subject matter, it just really depends on how you approach it.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? So some of us are more bookish. I may approach it from that end. Some of us are more experienced. Most may approach it from that end. Bobby, he is a creator all day, in and out. Ever since I've known Bobby as a kid, he was always experimenting with stuff, putting things together, trying to figure out how this would look. Will the G.I. Joe go all the way across the room? You know what I mean? On this string I put him on.
Right.
So I mean, like we are creative people, and I think tonight would have been an excellent forum. And it won't be too long, y'all. We tired. We got lives and families. But let's talk about creativity, because I think that's an underrepresented,
Right.
component.
Right here, you're seeing it right here from us. You're seeing it right here from us. And now to get to the part about, is it in us or do we learn it? In our case, it would be we learned it, because when we first started, I never even went to YouTube. I had no fucking clue. I didn't know YouTube had all this shit on there. I barely ever went to it. I didn't know
You're
about
an
it.
excellent example.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing about this shit. Look at how far we've come. We all learned it. We didn't know shit about no OBS. We didn't know nothing about streaming, nothing.
That's right.
We didn't know none of that shit. We went out and learned it. And
That's
as we went, the creativity came out.
It started coming out. Because people started commenting on how you would do the backgrounds and come up with them and stuff. Of course, everybody has ways you can do things better. That's
Right,
not true.
right.
But for the people that's on the platform that know you, that know Bobby, we was like, we didn't know how to do this.
We did. We
really did.
No clue how to do this.
And we got creative.
Right. What was it when they were trying to do the OBS? I said, let me see that shit. Took it home and looked about it, fucked with it. Okay, this is how you use this shit. And then we went from there.
Exactly.
But before that, like I said, I barely even went on YouTube.
That's right.
Like, I don't have no clue that you could. I didn't know you could make money doing shit on YouTube.
Absolutely. There it is. Los is very good at technology. Absolutely.
I figured, that most of YouTube was people that already were famous that were putting out videos. Okay, I didn't know regular people could do that shit until we start doing this shit. And here we are. We've been doing this shit for 2 years now, and I think we've gone a long way, man. The green screen is like amazing. Our background went.
That was a hard sell for me, but y'all got me.
I know,
that was
right?
a hard sell for me.
Right, and that to me, that was part of, we have to be in the time.
Exactly.
Because we're already some old dudes that nobody want to listen to, except you're already old yourself or your friends. And then some people happen to come along, but with that at least gives it more like, okay, at least they're kind of like, they look the way I like to look. They may be older dudes, but now the way things look, I can sit here and watch them now.
That's right. More appealing.
Right.
That's exactly right.
You got to roll with the time. That's what we kept telling you. Said, I understand you don't want to take away from that feel, and that's what we want. But if we're trying to keep up with everything else, we're gonna have to put this fake shit behind us to make it look good. I mean, right now it looks like we're in the park chilling with the city in the background.
You know
what I'm saying? So we have this little picnic table right there and shit, ready to go.
See, one of the things about being about creativity was your ability to experiment. And these shows and topics that we come up with, we're not just coming
think
up with
outside the box.
Come outside the box. It's following what we built on that we didn't finish yet.
Right.
But it's following on what makes a good teacher.
Right.
And one of the things we're talking about is creativity, which is a component that you have been exposed to, the opportunity to try something new that you have never or no one else has tried before.
Right.
So one of the components of a good teacher is he or she will dedicate, or he or she will encourage your ability to take chances.
Right.
And that also feeds into creativity.
Right.
Let's think about it for a second.
Now you start thinking about
think about that.
Shit that you were told to do outside the box, and all of a sudden that shit is working.
Look, I had that idea.
Right. I should have came up with it. Or you did do it, and it worked, and something that you thought was not going to work. So now that just really gets it going. Like, okay, so if I did this, now, and this is what we have to do. We got to keep going. We got to keep trying to come outside the box. But in our case, we want them to come here. That's our outside the box from every other show. We want you to come here and do the show. The show is about what you want to talk about this day. You know, that's where we're at with that. You know, so what about Dubai?
Danny, I don't know who Tierra Allen is, but that sounds like a social issue. Tonight we're talking more about creativity, and that may get us off on a different track. But I think that sounds like an interesting question that I think we could deal with or maybe address.
And what's her action? I don't even know what the hell who this is or nothing. What did she do?
She's in Dubai, and I'm pretty sure she did something against Islamic law. I'm almost certain.
That's why they said, "Nah, bitch, come on."
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it was specifically,
right?
But we're again, absolutely. Your question is very, very much pertinent, and maybe before the next show we can address it before we go into
right. And I guess it all depends on what it was she did. If it's something that, come on now, you knew better. You know, that wasn't taught. You just did that shit because that was stupid. I don't know what she did.
Well, kind of think about it this way, Fee, you're so good in your craft. Absolutely, Fee, keep it up. Think about it. It was kind of like a Brittany Grinder situation. From what I'm seeing on here.
Oh, okay.
You know, from what I'm seeing
you
on
hadn't
here.
read nothing on
I don't know anything about it.
First time I even heard that shit.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, man.
You know, I need to get more on the news, I guess. I just figured, hey, if it ain't happening right here, I'm good. You know, I don't give a fuck what's going on in Ukraine. That's not doing nothing for me.
I've been watching the Ukraine, and I've been paying very close attention. Because even though they are 8,000, 9,000 miles away, halfway across the world. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Hey, baby. Even though they far away from us, you can learn a lot about a group's behavior. See, now would be an excellent time for a sociologist to understand a specific group or nation under specific circumstances, how they will behave.
And that goes for both sides.
Absolutely.
The one being aggressive. So, yeah, that works for both sides. Yeah, absolutely. That would be a good time to investigate shit.
Look no further than our beloved country of America, of when these situations happen. If we ain't in it, we watch it. Because we always taking those. We ain't get this far for nothing. You know what I mean? We ain't get this topic 400 years for nothing.
Right. We want to make sure shit don't get too far.
We taking notes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we taking notes.
Besides, we want you to be part of us anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, Dan, if you can, bring that question up to us, man, again, if we don't address it during beginning of the next show. Because that sounds like that.
Like some artist or rapper just...
No, I think so. It sounded like somebody went over to visit or whatever, and now they got known.
Right?
Oh, okay. I really don't know. I just really don't know.
Could be another one of these basketball bitches.
It could be. It could be another one dude that got caned over in Singapore.
Right, I remember
it could be Americans, when we go abroad, it could be a host of things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we're so free here, and we think the rest of the world.
That we can do that shit there.
Exactly. You know,
like, oh, you can't do that shit here. What you mean? I'm American. You can't do that shit here. Get the stick. You getting stick, nigga. We're gonna cane your ass.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, man, like and speaking in terms of like creativity, the reverse is true. Have you noticed whenever the creativity is stifled, there's usually some type of oppressive regime, household, parental figure, dominant spouse, and it can go man or woman. Whenever some things are taught, however, some things have a natural gift. Exactly. Like, whenever you find people that aren't creative, usually they're very innovative. Right? And innovation is a totally different conversation. But it's very important.
Usually the ones that are like that are because they're being oppressed or something, or
Los.
In other words, there's somebody stopping you from being creative.
Yeah, like, for example,
something that you know that you can't go against. You know,
see that? That part. So, that part, man. That part. So, how they know you're gonna get? So, look, man. Like, it's like this. Necessity is the mother of invention, is what they say, right? So meaning, what that saying is meaning is, and anyone in the room, correct me if I'm wrong, is when you have a certain need in your life, or there's something that cannot be addressed or solved by an external figure, we become very ingenuitive, and we become very smart, and we begin to think in ways we normally wouldn't think, or behave in ways we wouldn't think. I'm sorry, y'all. I just got some folks on here tonight. We start behaving in ways we normally wouldn't behave, because when you do innovative things, or when you're behaving as usual, there's no threat of failure.
Right.
And whenever you become creative, you always risk being laughed at.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
It depends on how weird your shit is at the time.
Always. Jeff Bezos' co-worker told him, when he worked for this like really, big firm in New York, said, "Hey man, I read everything that you said, and I know you got a good idea, but we make a lot of money here. I think this is just a better idea for someone else." He could have let it this way,
Yep.
or he could have followed his creative.
Or he thought, no, fuck that, I'm gonna make more money doing this.
Because he was looking at the way we were going. Like, hey man, internet is picking up. Online commerce may be of value.
Mm-hmm.
We might be ahead of the curve.
And then when COVID hit, bam, I got
Right
y'all.
there.
Got you all now.
Right there.
Right,
All we
right.
needed to do is just wait for the right circumstance.
Right.
Not that they weren't doing good all the way up until,
No.
but now we're on hyperdrive.
Now we don't have to bring this to you. You're gonna look for it. And I already got it. I'm way
Does it
ahead of
sound
everybody
familiar?
else. That's what they do. So I don't know what to
He's doing something that no one else is doing.
right.
He's ahead of the curve, even though most people are used to it being done a certain way.
Right.
Does that sound familiar to you?
I don't know, us.
Absolutely.
Because we're trying
That's
to
the whole point. Yes.
do it a whole different way.
Absolutely.
That's why it's so hard.
Absolutely.
That's why I don't mind when it seems like we're struggling, because I know how hard it is what we're trying to do. We're trying to break the norm of what is done on this social media shit, where these shows that we have, no one's going to ask you to come on their show and talk about it unless you're
Exactly.
someone that either just blew up on the internet or you're already a star.
Right.
We want the regular mug like us come here, talk with us about something, and let's document it and let people out there see about it and see how many people react to that.
Exactly.
And really feel the same way you feel. Until you say it, we don't know. Like I said, we don't know everything. We don't know what all to put on here. We struggle sometimes just to come up with shit to put on here, because it's like, what do we talk to? What do they want to listen to? That's why we need you to tell us what we do. And that's completely way off from every other show. Most of them are recorded for
Exactly.
one. We're going live, and two, we want you to come on here and dictate what the show's about today.
Absolutely, brother.
I don't think too many YouTubers that actually do three shows live every week.
Right.
Yeah, none of them
Most
do.
of them is pre-recorded.
Right.
Right. And that's why I don't mind so much with the technical difficulties and shit, because it's live. Anything
doing
can happen
something
at
new.
any given time.
Absolutely.
Anything could happen. Like the one day we were live, what happened? Nigga choked. Had to stop
Boy,
that
you
shit right
almost-
then
boy,
and
you
there.
almost died on camera, boy.
Anything can happen at any time.
Lord.
So that's why I don't mind when it goes like
No,
that. So,
for real.
Yeah, that was
And I'm
crazy.
dying laughing. I'm thinking it's part of the show.
He thought I was playing. Yeah, he thought I was playing. I'm like, no, man, I can't believe that little piece of candy got stuck. But yeah, that's the creativity that we have here. But yeah, from what they say though, most children are born with it, but they lose it as they reach adulthood. It starts to diminish.
You know why?
And then it gets to the point. Well, at first, when we were first born, that shit sucks up everything. So you're thinking about all kind of different shit that you don't know nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you can put all these different things together that we don't see as you're a kid. That's why imagination is a motherfucker for kids, boy. They'll come up with shit. I still got a good imagination. I can put myself somewhere and be right there doing it.
That's why I talk lotto.
Yeah, right. Because that there is like, until you hit that, which is almost you got to be rich to hit that shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
I can see, I know everybody think about what you would do, but just know that don't live your life on that, because that's one of those way out there type things. That's one of those for me, like, I'm going to go to Mars before I die. Yeah, okay. Fuck that. especially if it's only a one-way trip.
Oh no!
I'm not going.
Oh no!
So, I'm not going.
Oh no! Check please. Oh no!
You gotta go for this.
You don't have to say here
Yeah.
go.
So why do they lose it as you get older? Because you're
They lose it as they get older because you have to.
is it reality? You're starting to now see more reality?
No,
No?
it's a gift and a curse. On the one end, it's good that you are thinking outside the box. But in order to maintain that freely, the rest of your life and everything that you do in your life has to have that same similar sense of freedom. Because as a kid, we started losing our imagination when we learned this. Ronnie, Carlos, C-A-R-L, Carl, no, O-S, Carlos, oh, Carlos. So now we have an image in our head. We lost.
So that turns off some of our own
Exactly.
imagery.
We started losing then our creative juices and our freedom, because up until the moment when we see, I'm seeing plants around, but if there was a plant here in front of us, a beautiful rose, the moment you named it rose, it lost its appeal.
Once you knew what it was.
Once you knew what it was, or what we agreed upon.
That
what
that's
it
what
was.
this is called.
The world can dull your imagination. Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm describing. Now, it may open you to possibilities like, what did your name, Carlos, mean?
I'm not sure.
Mine means counselor. That's what Ron means. Ronnie means joy, which is, my mother's name is Joyce, and her name means joy. And all three of those names are Jewish names. Go figure. I'm too broke to be a Jew, but anyway. So I'm just playing. Don't take it serious. But yeah, so when they say a good name is better than gold, there's a lot of truth to it. But once you start defining the world around you, the world starts getting less interesting.
Right. Because now you know what everything is, but before you just make that shit up. I can call that. I never seen one of those. What's that? Oh, that's gonna call that. That's a ship. To me, that's a ship.
You know?
In my imagination. But then as I know, man, we've already named that shit an auto. Van.
Exactly.
Oh, really? Okay. Fuck.
And in order for you to,
it's not that appealing no more. Like,
in order for you to function in that group, you're gonna also have to agree with them.
Right.
If you're gonna function in that group.
Right. Because the more you disagree, you're gonna really be out there.
But that's what the creativity is. That's why we're having the conversation.
Right.
You see,
right.
This tonight's conversation, y'all. Yes, y'all being born. Right. Today's conversation, please, by all means, any and everyone join in. This is not so much an academic conversation as much as it is you understand how much academics may play a role in it, but never lose your curiosity.
Right.
Never lose your wonder.
Because we all have what we're talking about.
Exactly.
It's either you have it or you're learning it. Or
Exactly.
you've already learned it, you know, so. But yeah, but that was the thing, because I guess, like they say, you are born with it, but you lose it, and that's because now the world we see, now it's not, everything's not a mystery no more. I know what everything is now, so, oh well, so what if that looks like that? I don't care what that rose that they call it a rose.
Right.
When I didn't know what it was, though, that was like, man,
you was just captured.
I don't know
what
that
is,
but that shit looks nice.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, don't have to have a name.
Exactly.
You know, that's the name. Nice.
You know what I mean?
You know?
Like, for real. Like, that's all, like, every single thing around us we can name. But every single thing around us that we can name, that's just general agreement. That's just what everyone agreed to what it's going to be called. But let's just suppose you were a person from a different culture, from a different part of the world, that never seen a couch like this because you're used to laying on the floor. Right. They've never seen like an island like that, because usually they put when they land on the floor, they put their feet on pillows or whatever. What the hell is this?
Right. What is that for?
You know what I'm saying?
I can have them up higher and I can sit up here.
What is this flat thing right here? Like showing us, images or whatever. You know.
Right.
So that's how you start interpreting the world when everything is new to you. When you have a lot of wonder about you. That's why the worst thing you can do with a kid, the worst thing you can do is teach them a definition. But it's important. but that's the worst thing you can do because it kills their ingenuity. It kills, they now know what something is.
Yeah.
So now that they know something is, that
when I didn't know what it was, I could come up with some shit that you never
exactly,
thought of.
exactly.
That
That
you
may
should be able
describe
to
it
do
better.
with that. Either describe it
Exactly.
better, or I can do this with that. Is that what this is for? Look what I do with it. Oh no, we don't do that shit with
Exactly.
it. So, but once you know what it is, okay, that's for that. So
Exactly.
you turn off that I can make something better. But there are some people that I'll make it better than,
That's true.
you know, because I guess those are the ones that don't agree with what we just called, you know.
What's that?
I'm thinking along with what you were saying, but I began to just think about how you say once I'm paraphrasing, or what I when you teach the child something that's not good level. I mean definition or however you put it. So like I started thinking about when we tell the kids about fire, hot, but they didn't know what it is, but they still, the curiosity still grows on.
Absolutely.
They have, somehow, we all challenge that do not touch things. Why not?
Right.
But again, what you're saying is absolutely true. And sometimes it's not just that finite. It doesn't just cut off right there.
Right.
And sometimes it can lead us to our death, what I think about it.
Sure.
And it was playing in my mind because at first I was only thinking about telling the kid about don't touch, it's hot. And that's where I ended it. But my mind said no, there's more to it because they don't stop just knowing
Right.
what it is. They somehow need to challenge the fact that they've been told what it is. But now they want to move on to see what else they can do.
That's when you grab their hand, like, you see, fuck with it again.
Yeah.
You know, that's like for me. It's like, yo, why is that? Why can't I mess with that? And then to see somebody cooking some meat, oh, I see why. That shit'll burn me up. You know,
Right.
I ain't fucking with that. You know, I don't have to touch it. Fuck that. I see what it's doing.
Someone asked, is creativity the same as being curious? I wouldn't say that it's the same. I will say curiosity leads to creativity,
Right.
but I wouldn't say creativity is curiosity.
Which is what we're just talking about. Because if you're curious about something, that means you're just learning something new,
Exactly.
something you've never seen
This is
before.
foreign to you.
So that can still be somewhere where your creativity can jump on that until you figure out what it is. Then it fucks it all up.
Mhm.
So I guess it could be from curiosity you can get creative, but it's not creativity itself.
See, exactly. He's absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct. Curiosity equals ideas, Rabbi Ron. Curiosity equals ideas. Creativity equals manifesting those ideas. So think of it this way. Children, when they are young, before they learn their names even, you notice how curious they are about everything around them in the whole world. And then as soon as they start walking, and we start teaching them and dressing them, and teaching them language, and then teaching them etiquette, how to eat at the table. Notice how that huge realm of curiosity is starting to now become narrow. It's starting to become focused. Because now I'm starting to have a guidebook by which I can engage the world and move through the world. And that's good. That is not, when I say it's a bad thing that we are teaching children definitions, I'm not saying that we should be illiterate. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in the midst of teaching them the definition, you're also removing the wonder.
Right.
So it's a give and take situation, if you will, because now the person that could see how to build a plane better simply by being in awe, watching it lift itself off the ground by just using speed and friction. If they don't know what speed and friction is, they're less likely to be confined or constrained by the normal modes of thinking. Because that's what's talking to you,
Right.
the normal modes of thinking.
That's how I still am with them big ass planes getting up off the ground like that. Like, wow. TV is one of those things that I'm always like,
Right.
how the fuck how is that going through? How are we right now? People watching exactly what we're doing right now, going through this these wires.
Right.
That's what, to me, that's one of the greatest inventions for
Hey,
it.
man, we ball.
How the fuck you do that shit? I can understand radio because the way, but this is a picture. You're sending a picture through that same
Right.
wire that you sent sound.
That's
So
exactly
that's
right.
always been something that always wowed me. Is like, man, TV is something else, but that was a hell of an invention.
Absolutely.
And like, how the fuck did y'all figure that one
That was
out?
a game
That was some
changer.
serious creativity, boy, to know that you can throw a picture through that shit.
You know, on a side note, and I'm not trying to get distracted, but on a side note, have y'all noticed how much progress the human race as a whole, so operative words are human race. Have you noticed how much progress the human race has made from 1850, 1860 up to, hell, we'll keep it even. Let's say 1960. Just go 100 years.
Even from that,
You know what I mean? From horseback to the combustible engine to the car, the plane, and now we're on the moon.
right?
Because somebody had a curious mind.
They thought, let's make this better.
Let's make this better.
Shit like that, yeah.
We can lift off the ground here. Why can't we get there?
Why can't we go to that? See what's up there, what's on that thing, so we can really get something instead of just looking and seeing what we see. No, let's go on that beach. Let's do it, and we did it. You know, it was funny you were talking about with the airplane, and with the creativity thing. I remember coming home one day, and Diamond was on the porch, and she was around 6 years old or something. She asked me, Dad, what are those white lines that just show up out of nowhere? And at the time, I never thought about them. I looked, I said, you know what? She really has no clue what that is. And I thought, I said, just some planes, when it gets real cold sometimes, it makes that line. She said, yeah, because I always look and see it just a line. She never realized it was a plane at the front. But she never told me what she thought it was. I could only imagine what she was thinking at the time. Like, where the fuck this line? Just lines showing up out of nowhere. What the hell is that? Is somebody out there, you know, is that somebody drawing them or something? Because she didn't know until I told her it's a plane. And, you know, the air's colder up there and the hot engine and it makes this line. And she said, oh, okay, that's what it is. So I guess from then on she knew.
And she probably couldn't reason or process, well, combustible engine and pushing in the air and all of this and slip
All
and
it was
drag.
a plane. That's a plane real high up that makes white lines.
You know what I mean?
I had no clue why, but that's what my dad said.
Right on the stage before man could fly. They had the curiosity.
Looking at birds.
Fly. Why can't I? I should be able to do something. I should be able to do that too. And then the plane was,
You know.
and from that point on, we took off. There.
You bring up an excellent point, Bobby, because again, the Wright brothers, it's not that they, like what, early 1900s, it's not that they just had this idea in their head and it had never been an idea before. Man has always been fascinated with flying. Look no further than Icarus.
Right. Leonardo da Vinci had drawings of helicopters.
Look no further than
Way
Leonardo
back
da Vinci.
then. You know, way back then, and drawings of like bird type things that
Exactly.
humans could get in and try to, in other words, to try to fly. So
And we
always
got
wanted
there.
to do that shit.
We got there.
You gotta think,
Like,
you
think
know,
how much time passed.
always on a horse and shit and watching birds fly by. You're like, man, I wish we can do that shit. I'd probably get here quicker.
Exactly.
Get on this damn horse and shit. Then trains come. Like, oh, you can get on this train now.
What?
Okay, cool. And then all of a sudden you hear a car coming around. Like, what the hell is that? So this is your own horse. It's a powered horse. That's
Right.
why they call it horsepower.
Exactly.
You know, this is equivalent to that, except you're covered now, you're inside of something, and you can move a little bit faster than the horse. Although some horses were probably faster than some of them raggedy ass cars back
See,
in the day.
And that just goes to show you, how science is still giving consideration to the dummies.
Right?
Like there's no reason we should be comparing things to horsepower if we're trying to describe speed. We've already sent satellites past our solar system.
right.
You know what I mean? So
But I still need to know how many horses are in that
Horsepower.
motherfucker.
Like, what are you talking
this
about?
This one can take you like if you had 1,000 horses. That's how fast you'd be riding.
And that's how they understand.
Okay, shit, that'd be nice. 1,000 horses.
that's how they understand.
But here we are. We're going to the moon and shit. So how many horses is that?
You know what I mean? The Saturn V got how many horsepower?
Yes, you know, so Elon Musk got a whole stable of horses and shit. Yep, they put them in
Okay.
there. But that's funny how we do go to something like
But we traveled. But again, that was primarily horses and boats. That's primarily how we traveled around the entire world for a very long time.
Some places only boats had no clue about horses.
Absolutely.
For a while, they didn't know,
Absolutely.
they had no nothing about no horses. If
Right.
anything,
Prior to Columbus,
they
they
might
didn't
have rode something different. Which in the desert areas, they figured instead of a horse, a camel, and they rode that. They learned how to
Right.
ride that.
That's
then,
right.
Then there was some places where there's nothing really I can ride here.
Right.
Elephants in India.
Right.
They learned how to get
That's
on
right,
them. They
Lois.
learned how to ride.
You're absolutely correct.
Ride that. But there were some
Good
places that we're walking.
Good point.
We're walking. Or somebody's going to carry me and drag this little cart that we put wheels on and shit.
Right.
We're still walking. Somebody's walking.
Somebody got tired of it, though, didn't they?
Right?
And they got creative.
Right. That's why we didn't call it one man power.
Right.
Oh, my car can do 25 men.
You know what I mean?
And so it was horses. Yeah,
True.
but that's all I'm saying. We're still doing it. We still keep going. We keep going.
A lot of people think that creativity, man, is something that, and I would like to dispel this tonight. Creativity is not to be used in the same vein as when we say we have received some type of divine inspiration. Because whenever you receive, and I'm only using that just as a frame of reference, it could be anything. But when you say divine inspiration, what you're saying is this is something that is out of my control and has been conferred onto me.
Right. That I'm supposed to do this.
I have to do this because there was something bigger that has drawn onto me that now I'm committed to.
Right.
Creativity isn't like that. It feels like that.
Right.
But creativity doesn't have to happen that way. Because if one of the things about creativity, you can immediately see a mind open up the moment you give them options.
Right. Right.
That's all creativity is. Options. And if you're able to look at certain options, combine these options with these options, or dispel these options and only deal with what you have remaining, after so long, you're going to have something workable.
Right. Right.
And the only reason you had something workable, like there's a movie out in the theaters right now, Oppenheimer. What is it about? Some white man split the atom in half, just one atom in half, put the whole world on notice overnight.
Right. I'll blow your city to pieces.
How? He had creativity. Matter of fact, they thought the whole universe and the world was going to blow up if he split this one atom, because that had never been done before.
That was like something that you can't do that.
That's the smallest component up to that time.
Right.
That was the smallest component of matter. If you split an atom and we got this boom, guess what we now got now? Quantum physics. The things that belong beneath the splitting of the atom.
Right.
Beneath the behavior of the atom itself. We've opened up whole new
And that dude
world.
wasn't even thinking that shit.
No, not at all.
He wasn't thinking that shit at
No,
all.
not at all.
He wasn't thinking about no underneath of this.
No, not at all.
I'm just trying to split this motherfucker right here.
No. Einstein rejected quantum theory, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
But
in his day.
But he's the one that also built upon what the previous thinkers had. So he was all about, what's the guy's name from England? Isaac Newton. Nah, that's our heavyweight right there. Ain't nobody messing with Isaac Newton, period. But after Isaac Newton, Einstein takes it and goes a bit further because he has imagination. He's being creative. And he's not allowing the rules to demarcate how far he should go.
Right.
And that's one of the hallmarks of a genius, man.
Right.
Like, I can see what everybody's talking about, but I can still see something different.
See more beyond that.
Always.
No one's seeing it either. Just,
That's going to put you in a lonely crowd all the time, too, man.
yeah.
All the time.
But you'll be known forever when you come up with some of that shit you come up with.
Maybe. Maybe.
You might be the one that comes up with that light speed we always talk about.
Maybe.
And that would be something, but
Maybe.
I still don't think we're gonna find that shit.
Maybe.
Not here. But who knows?
Maybe.
Motherfuckers didn't think you could split atom.
Okay.
So you never know.
What kind of knife y'all use?
Right. Like
You know what I
goddamn.
mean?
Yeah, right now, I'm trying to figure out how to create a warfare.
Yeah, no,
Both
that's
states.
what
Again.
I'm saying. But you never know. I mean, maybe, years from now, hundreds of years from now, it happens. We won't see it.
Well, at one point in time, Danny, yes, we were fascinated with the moon. We had a lot of We used to think the man on the moon. Remember them stories?
Now it's Mars. We're all about Mars.
We got the flag up, and only 12 people been on the moon in all of humanity.
Ain't that crazy? And
12
all the
people.
time. No, and the list of in space is like
1,000 maybe.
if that 2,000 maybe now that they let other people go, but it's still in the whole history of mankind. How many billions of motherfuckers? And only like 12 have ever been to the moon.
What do you think about that?
What's that?
Think about this. We are the imagination of our ancestors, and our great, great, great grandchildren will be our imagination of the future right now. Try to think about that.
I agree. I mean, because, it's like we talked about how we learn shit from people doing it again and again and again and again, and finally got to us, and we're still going. And then we're thinking about we're thinking Star Trek like shit, so maybe my great-great-grandchildren, they will be on some shit like that because they figured that shit out. My only thing about that is without light speed, we're not going no fucking where. Mars, and that's it. Stop, because it's going to take another 100 years just to get to the next one over. So, yeah, we ain't fucking around with that.
But now they're talking about folding his face. Like, you have an omelet and you flip one half of the other. That's the new light speed now.
Oh, okay.
Like, if we...
Well, if this all came from nothing, yeah, that could happen too.
I mean, we're talking creativity. I think it's batshit crazy.
They might be
but
able
it's
to do that
creative.
shit, right?
It possibly could be. I'm not that
sense.
smart in numbers.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Just be careful because when you fold that motherfucker, you might be so far out that if you can't fold it back, you're done. You'll never come back. You're gone. It's gonna take us 1,000 years to get to your
Stuck in
ass.
chapter 17.
You're stuck. You're not coming back. You better hope that page is good.
Oh, man.
Because your ass is done. You're gonna be dead on that little ass planet and shit. Fuck all that.
Hey, y'all.
Right. So we're about almost out of time. Though,
If I just may ask y'all, are these episodes? Like, I'm asking the viewing audience because I know we all know, but we hope these episodes are making sense, because notice how it's important that you watch us as often as you can, because the show that you may tune into is probably building off of the show before it. That's why we was teaching about what makes a good teacher, that we still haven't finished, by the way. But if you paid attention during that episode, you heard a lot of things we was talking about, just creativity alone, of how important that is, So, yeah, hopefully y'all stick with us.
Mm-hmm. That's what teachers teach.
Absolutely.
Creativity, because you're not born with it. You got to learn that shit. But anyways, yeah, we're about almost out of time. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Much love for your support. Thank y'all for chatting with us the whole time, even though I think Danny and Budget Bills were out in space themselves already.
Yeah.
But that's cool, because hey, I'm right there with you. I just,
Normal life for sure.
You on the other side of the planet. I'm on this side. But I'm Brother Los. I'm Brother Los.
Oh, I'm Brother Roy.
Brother Black Hand on the can back there. We got Queen Mother
with
studio audience getting ready. Thank y'all for watching yesterday's show.
Good show.
Very good show. We're getting ready to record her next week's show. So make sure y'all keep tuning into those and give her that support that we all need. So, but much love. We're out.
Peace.
Peace.